Hey everyone, it's Jay Burnham, and welcome to this day's show, this episode of the Real Jay Burnham Show. And I'm so happy to see you guys. And I've got some great news for you guys who are in the Moving Company Insiders group. Got great news. I just booked a good friend of mine who knows how to do social media and how to do marketing on social media. And she's agreed to come on our show and just do a private webinar for you guys. All right, so this is a very awesome. Now, if you're not part of the Moving Companies Insider Group, you should be. And I'm going to be doing there's going to be a link very shortly for that, where you guys can sign up for that and become part of our Insiders Group so you can get this seminar. And this seminar is going to happen here in probably in the next couple weeks, month or so. But this is going to be a very powerful presentations geared just around you guys in the moving business to teach you guys very effective and powerful strategies for you guys to use and implement social media into your guys' moving company strategy. And the best part, the tools that she's going to give you and everything, it's all free, and there's probably going to be a little handout and everything. So just stay tuned to that, and I'll definitely let you know, and I'll have the link up here soon for those who are not in the Insiders group, so you can go and link to that and get inside that Insiders group and get this powerful seminar. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming. Today, I want to talk to you about branding, and specifically, I want to talk to you about 5 powerful tips for an effective moving company branding strategy. Okay, there are 5 things you've got to have in your branding strategy that I have found to be working. All right, I'm not a branding guru. I'm not a branding professional. I didn't go to school for this. I didn't do anything. These are things that I had learned through my 10 years of being in business that I found that you have to have in your business to really have a great look. So when somebody sees your stuff, they go, oh, or you know what I mean, they recognize who you are. I know who those guys are. I recognize. You go to a function, a ball game, a wedding, and you go, I work for, you say moving and storage, and I go, oh yeah, I've heard of you. You're like, oh, you have, great. Where'd you hear it? I don't know. That's what you're looking for. You're looking for that kind of reaction from people, because you want your branding to be so good that they've seen your stuff, they heard your name, however they got it. You want the branding strategy to be effective, and this is how these 5 points are very powerful points to get into your branding strategy, and things you should start when you're just starting out. You should actually be gearing up towards these and thinking about these. But let's be honest, that is not so important when you're first starting up. Right? It's really not that important. Right? When you're first starting your business, you should just be gearing about building the business and building a customer base that is solid, that's going to bring you in business. You're going to worry about getting your advertising to a T, getting that done. And that's what you need to concern yourself with at the beginning. All right. So that's what I think you should work on. However, I do think that you should be working on your branding as you're building up. All right. And if you're in a fortunate position to have a little bit of cash and some time, then you should definitely be doing it right from the get-go. That is your best option. But if you don't, then don't worry about getting in customers and getting that system put in place. Okay. Excellent. So let's get right into it. What is the first thing that people are going to hear or know about your business? What is your first thing that when they say something, they're going to go, oh yeah. Have you figured it out yet? Some of you have guessed. I know some of you have guessed it. But your number one thing that you've got to get in is your name. That your name has to be memorable, and it has to be something that somebody can associate with the moving business. Okay? Now, and I'm not dogging on, I know some of the people that are going to be watching this, your name. If you've got a name like Reliable Moving or Affordable Moving or something like that, those are great names. Don't get me wrong. But there are so many moving companies with those names. There are so many companies that have Reliable Moving, Affordable Moving, Quick Moving, stuff like that. How are you going to differentiate yourself, not only from those guys, but from all the other movers as well? And that's something you got to think about. So if you're named affordable or reliable or some generic movie name, you might want to change it up, switch it up. The best way to do that is, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, maybe the spelling of how you spell the name. I mean, Google, Fiverr, LinkedIn, these are all common words, but they're spelled Reddit. You see what I'm saying? They've got different, unique, wild names out there. Twitter. When you say Twitter, oh, I know what Twitter is. You get it? That's your name. So if you got a generic name, which is fine, don't get me wrong, I see where you're going with it. I'm not knocking it, but you might want to figure out how you can either spell it differently or change it up somehow so that it's going to be unique to you. Because let's be honest, if you go and try to trademark affordable movie or reliable movie down the road, it's not going to work because there's hundreds of those companies. So your name is very important. That's why when I was choosing, I had gotten sued, and this comes from a personal thing. I had gotten sued because I used the word, my original title of my business was Quick and Easy Moving, okay? And I got sued because I had the word easy there. And they had theirs E and Z. How they thought it was confusing, I don't know. It was silly, but I had gotten sued. So I agreed. I was new. I agreed to change it. So when I was thinking about changing it, I could have went Burnham Movers, Burnham Moving Systems. I didn't want my name associated with it because I wasn't the brand. I wanted something that was somebody saw it, they go, oh yeah, I see that. I wanted to, something that was memorable. So I went with USave. Nobody was using it. So I went with USave Moving and Storage, and I used the U-save, so it's a unique spelling, and so on and so forth. You see how I did it? I did something, I created USave, and I made it brandable. And so my name is unique. There's not really any USave Movings out there. There are now. There have been some since they've seen my stuff online, so now they're trying to go and do it. I take that back. There was one company out in Seattle that had USave, but they were a horrible company. I don't even know. I mean, you do a search, and all you're going to do for USave, you're just going to find my stuff. They're not even on the internet. They might be locally, but anywhere else, they're nothing. All right. And now that brings me into the second thing. I chose my name. I knew that it was unique. It was something that was going to pop. Now I needed to come up with a logo. I wanted something that was unique. I wanted something that would communicate the moving. So I went with the U. So if you see my U, here's right? See my U up here, right there. See how it goes big and then it goes really up? I wanted that to look like the highway, like you were traveling on a highway and you're going out into the distance. So I wanted to have that wide and then that very narrow. And I was going to do some other things with it, but I just stuck with what I had there because I thought it was pretty cool as it was. But that's why I chose that U the way it was doing. I was figuring, I'll make that into a road, and the road would go like off into the horizon. And after I saw different variations of it, I decided no, I didn't like that. But I made it a memorable logo. Okay, so when you're got to start thinking of with the words, like it's okay to have you don't have to have some sort of icon. It could just be your name, like Beacons. You see Beacons? Beacons is spelled out. Beacons. All My Sons is spelled out. 2 Men in a Truck, they got that little stick figure truck with the guys going, and that's cool. People know that, and that's all right. But you don't have to have a picture like that or an icon like that as part of your logo. If you do, great. That'll help separate you, bring you apart from all the other movers. But you don't have to. I don't have any kind of special icon except for my name. My name is my logo, and that's okay. All right, so that's what you got to start thinking about. Some unique way of spelling your name, a unique way of doing your name, something that's going to pop the eyeballs. When they see your truck driving down the thing, they're going to say, oh, yeah, that's USave. You see what I'm saying? Things they keep in their mind. Colors. All right, colors should probably actually come before your logo. I don't know. I'm not really putting these in any particular order, but you got to start choosing what your colors are. you know, when I first started my business, I wanted blue and yellow because I like blue and yellow. They were the colors of my high school. But I just, you know, when I was thinking about the colors, when we were trying to put it on uh, all different kind of mediums, the colors, the yellow was not a very good color. It would blend in with everything. So I needed a color that was going to stand out, was going to pop. So that's why I went with the orange. Kind of a little with a little bit of tint of red in it, the kind of tint is red, so it kind of brings out the pop, right? So I went with the blue and the orange. They're still two contrasting colors which look good together, and that's what I went with that. So you got to really think about the colors you're going to use. You want two primary colors, like two big colors, and then a good accent color is what I've read. Um, Fine, however you want to do it. I don't have an accent color, but unless you want to consider white or the black lettering or something, sometimes I'm, but you know, it's up to you. Um, but that is something you want to start looking. You do want to get some colors. If you go online, there's some great resources about what the different colors mean and represent, and so on and so forth. Blue conveys trustworthiness. You know, when people see blue, they think trustworthy. That's why a lot of logos contain blue. Red is, you know, the color of anger or color of impulsivity. If you wanted to be think like you're popping out, then red might be, or if you're communicating an angry, I don't know, hot rodders, they like the color red. Um, you know, so you choose what the colors are that fits your message, which segues into the next one. Your message. What is the message you want to convey? What is it that you're trying to communicate to your customers? Are you trying to communicate conservativeness? Are you trying to communicate playfulness? Are you trying to communicate reservedness, serenity? What is it that you're trying to communicate? Whatever you're trying to communicate should direct your colors, and it should direct your logo, and then your name. So quite honestly, message should have been the very first thing, because that's what everything will align towards. Again, I didn't put these in an order. This is just the things that I thought about. So what is the message you want to communicate? Some people want to communicate, hey, we're steadfast. Like there's a company that we did a thing out out on the West Coast there, where Horton Moving, they have that elephant. They wanted the sturdiness of the elephant, the dependability of the elephant. I think that's great. That's the message. So what are the colors that are gonna play towards that strength? What are the colors? Well, you know, you've got the elephant, which is gray, right? Okay, an elephant's gray, so maybe you want to go with the gray colors. They went with a green and yellow, like a light green and yellow, and that's fine. I'm just thinking about, so gray considers evenness, even the temperaments, you know, standardness. So that, you know, a gray color with maybe a color that will pop, like a purple or red or even an orange, that would really work well with that message. All right. So what's your message? Is your message like you've got a hot rod on your car, or is it a bulldog, or is it a gorilla? Like there's that silverback moving. Maybe if you've heard of it, silverback moving. Okay, you've got a gorilla. Gorillas have black fur. They got the silver. So those are the colors you kind of want to play with. You know, if your icon, if you say your name is a Hornet, or if I went with my last name, Burnham, how do you spell your name? Burnham. Okay, so maybe part of my logo would be a ham that's burning, you know, like with flames around. Okay, so you got this ham, which is a pink red color, and you got these yellow orange flames licking up. So what colors would I choose? I'd probably choose like a red or a yellow and orangey, like flamey colors. And then maybe with an accent color, maybe a green or a blue. And that's how I would do it if I were using burn ham as my thing. You see where I'm going with it? It could be that silly, but that's the message you want to communicate, something that's going to communicate and pop and stick in the person's mind. That's what you want your logo to pop and message. And when you say your logo and stuff, that logo has got to convey your message, right? So that's what you figure out what your message is, then you can figure out the colors, then you can figure out the logo, and then you can figure out the name. Okay, so Go with that. That's how you should do it. The last thing is you got to distribute, distribute this message. You got to really plug it out. Just put it out there. So how do you do that? Well, you're going to use T-shirts. Hopefully, you'll get some T-shirts for your guys. Put them in T-shirts with your logo and stuff on it. You don't have to have a heck of a lot. Just your name and your logo, with your name and a phone number and stuff. That's good enough. You don't have to really get super fancy with this, but keep it, keep it towards the colors. Postcards. I've got postcards. You should have postcards. Your postcard should have your logo and all that on it, right? It should, and the messages should be the same. You were trying to communicate your message. So the message, no matter what medium that you're using to distribute it, it's got to be the same. It's got to be the same colors. It's got to be the same logo, so on. I can't tell you how many people start off to get these Vistaprint business cards, which got that yellow truck and so on. And that's fine. That's how we started with that too. But then they've got a logo that looks totally different. They use that cheap card that's already got the artwork on it, and then they have another logo that they got on their website, and then they've got another logo that they use on their postcards. It's a complete mixed message. It's got to be standard wherever you use it. Okay, so if you got a unique look, keep that look from everything you do. It's got to be on your T-shirts. It's got to be in your business cards. It's got to be on your brochures, your rat cards, your postcards. Everywhere you got to put it. On your website, that's how you distribute. That's how they look. If you look on Two Men in a Truck, everywhere you see Two Men in a Truck, you're going to see that little icon of the truck with the stick figures going, and the Two Men in a Truck. You see beacons everywhere they're going. You see that beacons. It's on their promo, on their website, everything. It's standard. You go to McDonald's, the golden arches, that's on everything they do. All right. AT&T, you've got that little world. It's on everything they put, on their bills, on their website, on everything, their trucks, everything. It's got that web. Why? Because that's a standard of message that they're trying to communicate. Same. Just look at FedEx, Burger King, all the big business companies that you think about, that you go and do. That logo, that message of that logo and everything that they're trying to convey is communicated at every point of distribution point that there is. Everywhere that you can see that stuff, they have the same message, same colors, everything. And that's what you've got to start thinking with. If you produce a children's book or a coloring book for kids when they're doing, so when they're traveling, families traveling with kids and you want to give them a coloring book, it should have your message and your logo on it, which is a great idea, by the way. It's a great way to separate yourself. Of course, I know it takes a little cash and a little time to get it done, but I understand. But anyway, you're getting the idea. You got to keep that, every point that can be a distribution point, everywhere they can see your name, it's got to have that same message, same logo, same colors, everything. All right? So that is branding so I guess if you were to define what branding is, I would consider branding, the definition of branding, the effective communication of your company's message throughout all distribution points. All right, that's how I would define it. The effective communication of your message in all distribution points. That's how I would define it. I mean, there might be others. Again, start reading books about branding. There are a lot of great books out there. I just got one called, this book, it's called Primal Branding. Look at the thing. Create zealots for your brand, your company, and your future. I'm just starting to get that and read it. I tell you what, that's a must read in my opinion. Go get it. I'll leave a link down below if you want to go pick that up. It's not very much. I think it cost me like $21, $20 or something for the book, but it's must have. By the way, leaders are readers. If you're not reading books about business, you are failing and you will not succeed. Leaders are readers. Go look it up. Common. All your leaders will say the same thing. Anyway, that's another thing. But anyway, guys, I hope this was helpful to you. If you want to know more about branding and how it could be useful to you, please leave me a comment below in the comment section. Tell me what you don't understand, what you'd like to learn more about, etc. Give me a thumbs up. You guys have not been doing that lately, and I need some love, guys. I need some love. Give me love. Thumbs up. And please, don't forget, share this with all your family and friends, and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.